I'm just gonna be honest, they're stupid. They're just really stupid.
Okay, here we are. We are back tonight with Honkai the Third. I'm still feeling a little bit sick, so my reading's not going to be up to par, but I'd rather be on than not be on. Yes, we are doing the Elysian Realm. I have your blueprint, and I looked at it. Alright. So we go to Challenge. We go to Elysian Realm. Says we have to be level 50 to unlock, though. Oops. Okay, that's all I can upgrade, though. I assume that's what it is. Maybe it's like the captain level. I'm 46, so we can't do Elysian Realm till I get to 50. You can blame the game for making it like this. So we can do 26, and then we can go back. It's the only way to do it, so... Alright. So I think we actually hit this, right? First, though... Okay, I'm listening. Try to find stage 1. Well, when you look at this menu, there's not really a lot to look at. Go to overview. Okay. Old friends, yes. Is that it? Is that it? Yeah, okay, cool. Alright. Now, we did start with this. I saw Otto on the ground before, or whatever. So, I did see some of this. I will move on till I don't recognize something. Okay, that's where I don't see. It was at this cloud area. Why does it seem like he's crying? Because that promise witness. I'll let you guys read again tonight just because it's the only way to do this right now. Whew. It's funny how all the volume went off. Maybe it's just when it's... Yeah, see, the volume went off again. It's just when you're the person in the tube. Alright, we have kick stuff going. Yes. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure I can see all 3 chats. Oh, I don't have Social Ninja up. That's a thing. I'll get Social Ninja up after this. I knew that it was too easy. There was always something I'm forgetting. Alright, from Twitch. the giant sword that Shushane used. In fact, what it was teaches us whose sword flames normal blades from the 10th Divine Key. Remember the 10th Legion Herschel Divine Key. Yes.
今日は西暦2017年5月。あ、言い方を変えよう。今は
Okay, that was the only level. Okay, that's funny. Alright. We're gonna get this real quick, and give me a second. I'm not gonna close the window or something. It's just, it's the only way I can do this. Maybe I'll have to pin it. Alright. Let's do this. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now it should appear on the screen. And we'll go back to Honkai the Third. No, I don't want to give you my HI3 account to level it for me. We just, it's going to be a little bit out of order. That's the game's fault, not mine. So, that's just the way it happens. We'll go back to it, even if it's chapter 27 or 28. Alright.
Captain on bridge.
Let's see. Alright, so old friends, and then formal and fails seems to be the next one. Yes? Yes.
なんて鬱陶しい500年間の時の中で何しろ世間を欺くには世間と同じ顔色をなさらなくては。しかし世間の人々は黒い雲から日差しを探すまい。
Let me move my avatar so you guys can read. Ooh, apologies.
古い友人に会いに行くとしよう。彼女ならこういう天気でもご機嫌なのだろうね。
Okay. Oh, Aura is now talking to someone. They upgraded.
ここの景色は最高だね。長光に教えてもらったんだ。
I'm not gonna lie, I really like her comedy in HSR. I don't know if I'm gonna like this person as much as the HSR version. The HSR version is hilarious. They both have big swords, I'm sorry.
ちょっと、私に S 級バルキリーになるなんて言ってきたのは羅刹人のあんたでしょ。新しい身分に早く慣れてほしいのか、慣れてほしくないのかわからないよ。
ああ、余計なお世話だったみたいだね。君が現代社会に馴染み
Hi
た
Ryan,
いか
how
ど
are
う
you?
か心配だったんだ。
まあね、私たち自在門の感覚から言うと人々の暮らしはそんなに変わってないと思うよ。電子レンジ、シャワー、水洗トイレ以外は。ただこの時代の人々は自由に生きることができる。
I'm playing Sonic Crossword.
今
Good for you.
私が言ったように今の世界には便利な道具がたくさんあるから一般の人も自立して生活できているんだね。だから人と人の間にまあ冗談なんだけどもし自由の基準が数日前のあんたみたいにいきなり行方不明になることだって。
Alright, now you're just spamming Ryan. So you can keep one of those, but the other ones I'm removing, like I told you in the future that was gonna happen. Alright. I can't. I'm sick. I'm not going anywhere for the next couple days. That's the third S-Rank, and as they say, this is the S-Rank that was smashed Rita in Power, if you remember what it... Yeah, you told me. And you can tell from the cutscene how powerful she is. Yep. I remember you saying that, for sure. Excuses.
まったく私は早くデュランダルやリタたちと知り合いになりたいと思ってたのに早く彼女たちと手合わせがしたいよ
Not lazy, just sick, Ryan. I can't drive anywhere right now. I wanted to get myself an energy drink tonight, and I didn't even think I could safely drive to the convenience store. Like, I have a fever. It's not like that. But I slept for 18 hours. I can do this. I believe in myself. Well, what happened was my dad got sick first. And because I have my computer and everything at his house, I got sick next. Then my mom got sick next. It's highly contagious, whatever it is. It's not the end of the world. It's not the worst thing in the world. But whatever it is it's contagious. And as you can see, Xushane is a battle maniac. It's funny you say that because in HSR, she is a battle maniac, but she has like a heart of gold and she's not like super smart. It's like she's the same person, but less competent and more funny. So I like seeing the counterpart. I don't know if I'm gonna like her as a character yet. Because we've only just met her, like, really, so. Not Sense wants to fight everywhere, just wants to improve her own martial powers, like who way back when. Yeah, and honestly, it's very similar to Xushane in HSR, how she just wants to keep on improving all the time and stuff. I think the two of the same coin, for sure. Let's see what Ryan said. You've been staying home, go outside. I did go outside in order to get here. Ooh. When you're sick, you're supposed to baby yourself. That's just the way it is. Alright, have a good night, Mucus. Alright.
どちらかといえば、そういう自己満足な方法だけが得意なんだろうね。
I don't want to go to bed now. I've been sleeping for 18 hours. I couldn't sleep even if I wanted to. So I finished some anime today, actually. I finished Yamada and the Seven Witches. Then I went back to bed. And then I finished the last episode of Silent Witch. And I also started episode 7 of Assassin and something or other, which is actually a really good anime. I'll recommend it on my channel, but yeah. Old sick man, do it. One Piece, #1. Yamada is such a good series. Yeah, Yamada and the Seven Witches so it happened in 2014, and I'm not gonna lie, it was beyond its time as far as animation. Now that's when Sword Art Online came out and stuff like that, and you could say Sword Art Online animation was better, fair, but this was far better than most animations in 2014. It reminded me a lot of Fairy Tail, and Fairy Tail was ahead of its game too because it started in 2009. Also, the voice acting on the English side was really well done. There is a lot of fanfare and stuff that I wish they wouldn't have put in the series, but it wasn't like the worst thing in the world. It was a very cute love story, and then I followed up, and I know that Yamada and Yurishi fall in love, get married, and have a kid, which is in the manga. He's telling the kid this story about when he was in high school. They didn't show that in the anime, but they did become girlfriend and boyfriend on the last episode of the anime. The only thing I wish would have happened a little bit differently, and it might not be the anime's fault, it might just be the manga, is I feel like Yorishi should have been more into the final episodes, like his relationship with her and stuff like that, and I just felt like that was lacking. If I were to change one thing about the series, it would be that. The opening, yeah, it does smack. I'm not gonna lie, the opening for the anime makes you feel warm and fuzzy on the inside, and it's just adorable. It smacks because it hits the feelings, and I think that is 100% true. Give me a second, I'm gonna check my food. Okay, I'm back.
本当に自己満足？おそらくあんたも死ぬだろうって言っていなかった。
Chushane is smarter in this game for sure. Look, Chushane is probably not dumb in HSR, but she is naive, right? It's not dumb, it's naive. This one is not naive, and you can tell that this Chushane is older. Like, Chushane in HSR wouldn't surprise me if she was like 18 years old and got her first like toy sword. But she just awoke in a healing pod. That was 4 years. Okay. No, she's 15 years right now. In HSR, she's 15 years. Okay, that's some of her naivety, right? In this game, she's definitely much more mature. Oh, she's 15 in HSI or HI3. She doesn't look like it. She looks older. She must be just a prodigy, and there's a lot of girls that look older sometimes, and it's not a bad thing. It's just some girls look a lot older. One girl that I dated, true story, she was 19 years old. This was a long time ago. She was 19 years old, but she looked 24, and it just happens sometimes.
長光はその件も教えたのか。僕はただその情報を投影させてもらっただけさ。500年前、ここは古い戦場だった。あの開花は見えるかい？あれは過去にあった強い意識の投影だ。しかし、あれらは所詮時間が残した残滓に過ぎない。興味がなければ相手をしなくても構わないよ。
He is the slowest walker ever.
ここまで来ると静かだな。
Sushane is 15 years old. She was saved at Auto 500 years ago. Technology, 15-year-old, 500 cents of value was just to get stronger. Okay.
これは教会？あんたたち羅刹人のお寺？
ああ。500年前からここは静かな場所だ。僕の父親はここで主教の座は僕に継がせると宣告した。しかし、すぐに彼は殺されたんだ。その犯人である僕の姉、リサ・シャニアテは、その後、 僕の甥のマサイルを操って天命の権力を行使した。そして彼女もここで僕に別れを告げ。
So she might be inconvenienced on today's age because she was a child from 500 years ago, and she is already in S rank. Yeah, no, she's definitely the most impressive. She may not ever reach the heights to Dondra, but she would be the closest one. Rita's pretty much... Rita's gonna get stronger, but Rita is 22, right? Rita probably has a less... how should I put it? Rita probably has a less plateau that she can reach.
私たちが見た開花はやっぱりあんたの人生と関わりがある。
そうだ。彼らは命を落とした。
Ooh, Jigsaw Civil War.
一方はリサが支配していた天命本部。そしてもう一方は
あんたは内戦を経てその座を手に入れたんだね。
その通り。1491年に起きたことだ。
その時からあんたは本当の意味でその幼馴染を
Rita is not specialized in many army S rank like Sushin and Genre. She is espionage agent. No S rank can compete against her in that sense. Okay, she's the agent that Otto sends when he needs something nasty done, like something underhanded, and moved on. But she's also like commands immortal blades. She's also a formidable fighter. There is very few people that can stand up to Rita in this game. Now, she did get trumped by the Herschel Vice, but that might have been just a really bad, like, matchup. And that's what I think. I think Rita is one of the scariest Valkyries in the game. And one of the most formidable. She's S rank without brute force. That tells you something.
それができたら話は簡単なんだけどね。しかし歴史は歴史だ。今日という角度から過去を変えることはできない。
Now I'm making sure you guys have enough time to read this. Remember, you can pause the streams on YouTube or wherever you're at. I have pausing enabled. I apologize for not being able to read tonight, but there's no way I can with my voice the way it is and stuff. So we are still going to have a good time. But if you want to follow the story intently, we will. And also, you notice I'm talking with Slime all the time. So we are still talking about what they are saying, even if I'm not doing it word for word. Sushin is big friends with Otto, but that's Otto from 500 years ago, not Otto from today. So what do you think of this? Well, Otto is the same person he was 500 years ago, but motivations have changed. So Otto is a very complex villain, and he's more like using people than he was back then. 500 years ago, he was a lot more innocent and stuff. I don't think Otto really changed as a person, but I do think that Otto has become very shaded and jaded and all that other stuff, and he wants what he wants. So he's using his old friends like Fuha and Shushane and all this stuff. They recognize that something is different. Like I said, Otto was always like this. He's doing this from a place of hurt over what happened to Cowan, Kazana, and stuff like this.
世界のかけらも魂の残影もそれは本物の世界と人にはならない。
This is how they get you to sympathize with him.
本当に聞きたいのかい?
You know, I'll just autoplay. That way I'm not too fast. Ooh. Oh. Otto, be honest, will give everything he can for his friends, but once it gets closer to his goals, that's with involving his friends in a way like who he will sever the friendship himself. That's what he is. Yeah, but like I said, it doesn't. So he's not all bad. This is some of the stuff that happened to Callan and stuff, and he believes this is the only way to get things done. It's not all bad. He's not good, for sure. But there are parts about him that are noble, and the game goes out of its way to let you know that.
将来じゃなくて今ケリをつけることもできる。
いや、やめておく。
You're playing them.
今ケリをつけたら恩を返せなくなるもの。それは任教の精神に反する。
This cannot be tolerated, so she's giving him mercy for the past.
任教の精神を守るとは初耳だね。
あんたね。
ああ、気にしないでくれたまえ。からかうつもりはないんだ。それに本音を言うと、僕は結構死ぬのが怖い。そうでなければ、この世界で500年以上も生きて。
あんたって人は。
さて、そろそろ外も時間だろう。全世界に向けて配信しているニュース動画があるんだが、君にも見せたくてね。
Okay. I like how we're Teresa, but we never played as Teresa. I guess these might have been like just movies or something. Even death, as he says, will not be an obstacle to him. Even if he is afraid of it, his resolve is impeccable. Yeah, makes sense.
おはよう、フカ。いや、フカさんと呼ばせてほしい。ええ。
Oh, we have the good guys.
アインシュタイン博士。博士も体を鍛えに来た
Good
ので
morning,
すか。
Dr. Einstein.
ああ、そろそろ体を動かさないとまずいと思ってね。ところで、今日はある
It's someone who wanders the land, so it's a title. Wanders the land, that's what Locha's name in both CN and JP, but in English it's different. Don't know why it's Locha. Okay.
口に入れたらすぐに溶けてしまうほど柔らかくて本当に美味しかったです。気に入ってくれて何よりだ。近頃は平和だったから名手が料理の腕を見せたくてうずうずしていたんだ。
So Welt has been cooking. He has culinary skills.
軽率にシェフに休暇を与えてしまった結果、メニューを減らすしかなかった。いいえ、そう言わずに。
Yeah, apparently he can.
本当に美味しかったですよ。最上級の食材を使ったからね。しかしそのおかげで。
It might have, I just don't remember. Probably during one of the side quests I haven't done or something.
確かに。
I'm sure they brought it up. They wouldn't forget about it.
普段技術スタッフと戦闘スタッフは食堂でしか顔を合わせません。ああ、だからこうして世間話をする機会もめったにない。深さん、60年以上も前の話になってしまうが、この間古いものを片付けた時にこの本がまだ綺麗に保存されていたことに気づいたんだ。これはもともとはあなたのものだと思うんだが。
Alright, I do need to check on my food. I'll be right back. Needs a few more minutes. Alright. Ooh. Okay, so they're talking about Shinjuku. Interesting. Copyright data 1955. Year North American brand spoke out from Shisky. So that's when AE defected.
これは私がロンドンにいた頃、あの人に送ったもの。当時、あなたは彼に愛潤すに泡をもってするわ。公庫に愛忘るるにしかずと忠告したが、やっぱり記憶こそが一番大切なものだ。少なくとも僕はそう考えている。カール先生、エマ先生、それからジョイス。彼らが僕の魂の奥に残した印が今までの僕の生き方を決めたんだろう。もちろん僕にとってもっと幸運だと思うところは、テスラ博士のようなお人よしがここ数年そばにいてくれていることだけどね。ええ、それは間違いありません。移り変わっていく曖昧な記憶よりも、たとえ腐れ縁だとしてもそばにいる友人の方が何倍も光り輝く存在です。彼らの命がすぐに消えてしまうとしてもです。人は過去の苦しみや未来への幻滅のために今の幸せを拒むべきではないのですから。まさに人事に大社あり、往来して古今をなすという詩のように。それは当時あなたが僕たちのために残した言葉。はい。今考えると、あの時もう詩人が感極まって涙を流したのは、周りの友人たちの輝きを感じたからでしょう。数千数万年の間にいた誰かのように、命の炎が急に消えたり、徐々に温度を失っていったりするようなことがあっても、命自体は過去でも未来でもない。ここの言葉を借りると、
Fuha is the teacher of the mother of Shushan. You know the seven disciples that mutilated. Yes. Who wanted revenge, by the way. She thought she could betray her. Okay. This is what they're talking about, yeah.
今のようにのびのびと生きているあなたの姿が見られて本当に良かった。数十年前の記憶を思い出した時にほっとできる。もちろん、もし彼ともう一度真夜中の星空を見ることができたら。すまない、少し話が支離滅裂になったようだ。僕は今すぐトレーニングを始めるべきかもしれない。では深さん、機会があったらまた話そう。
Not gonna lie, we've been subjected, while I was sick, to more story reading than we've ever been in this game. I wonder if this is the way it's gonna be from now on. I'm not sure. I love story, I love lore, but there is like no gameplay. Which is something I've noticed about the later HSR patches in M4S too. There's less and less gameplay. She could her disciples 500 years. Her emotions, she removed her emotions to carry out her immoral killing of infected humans. Okay. For immoral killing. Interesting. I don't know, if you can't save a human, is it really immoral? I don't know. That's a debate. If you're killing infected humans, and you can't save them, and they're gonna infect other people. I don't know. That's a really hard one. That's not murder at that point. That's protecting others, but that's a slippery slope at the same time. Because if you use that reasoning incorrectly, then you become a murderer. Like, it's a really big debate. Now, I err on not killing anybody, of course. But, it's a really big debate that's in this ward. Like, if we had the zombie apocalypse, what do you do? Stuff like that. Now, luckily, we don't have this problem, but...
音信不通になってしまった彼女がやはり少し心配です。しかしこれもどうしようもないことなの。あの頃の長雨、そして昔の学園長のような。そういえば最近は学園長とゆっくり話す機会がありませんでした。お風呂に入った後。
Yeah, to her, she considered her actions back then as awesome, but that's after 500 years of contemplation and when she gained her human connection after the same affair with the main cast. But yeah, it is a big debate.
そんなところかしら。まあ、単にじっとしてられないだけって思ってもいいわ。支配の律者のコアは行方不明になってしまったけど、ここ2ヶ月間、崩壊関連の事件は3件しか起きていない。確かに私たちは律者を倒したけれども、こういうわけのわからない平和な状態はかえって違和感を覚えるわ。
全文明でもこういうような何とも言えない。
Would you stab Hua in the head to save your fellow friend and decipher in the circumstance? Depends what the circumstance is. If Fuhua told me to do it because she was infected and she was afraid that she was going to hurt everybody else, I don't know. I can't answer it. Yeah. It just depends what the circumstances are. If it's not murder, if it's protecting a village that's about to be attacked by Fuhua, I don't know. Depends. What can I do best at that time for all concerned parties? If I had a way of stopping Fuhua's events on Sad Village, no way. Killing is the last option. If I don't have a way to stop Fuhua, then things have to be done.
学園長、どうしましたか？
ふか、私はどんな人だと思う？最近ずっと考えているの。ほら、おじい様は500年以上天命主教の座にいるでしょ。ずっと不当な手段で物事を行ってきたわけじゃないわ。若い頃のおじい様はいいこともたくさんしてきた。孤児を引き取ったり、人々のために援助を求めたり、残虐な善人の主教を転覆させたり。
Alright, I will be right back, guys. I'm gonna check food, and Duck sent me something, and he thinks there's a way to, like, blow up channels overnight and stuff. That's very rare and everything. But he wants me to watch a Mr. Beast video, which I probably won't watch right now, but, yeah. So, I'll be right back. Give me a second. I forgot to check my food after all that. It has like 5 more minutes. Good stuff. It was. I'm sorry. I don't know why. But it should be back now. Thank you for... thank you for letting me know, son.
ありがとう、フカ。だけど、私は学園長よ。そして、極東支部の部長でもあるわ。私はみんなのために、必要な時に決断をしないといけない。
ネゲントロピーはカカリアを逮捕しました。そしていつか私たちもオットーと決着をつけます。それは本来学園長一人が背負うべき責任ではないと思います。
ええ、分かってるわ。緊急連絡？もしもし、テレサよ。
テレサさん。
I was all like, why did they stop
仕事の
talking?
邪魔をしてすまない。これは天命が全世界向けに放送したニュース動画なんだが、テレサさんにも見てもらう必要があると思うんだ。
Oh, are we okay? This is a message to everybody.
天命組織の司教オットー・アポカリプスだ。一部の人はすでに知っていると思うが、我々の生きているこの地球には崩壊という災害が周期的に発生している。そう。今までは秘密を保持するためにニュースなどでは不明災害と
Oh, he's letting everything out of the bag.
天命の調べにより、崩壊は文明とともに誕生し強くなること、そして文明自身をも破壊するほどの力を持つ災害現象であることが分かった。しかし慌てることはない。少し前の8月に天命の極東支部とアメリカのネゲントロピーという組織が力を合わせ、最も新しい崩壊の首都を倒した。
He just name dropped
この2ヶ月間、全世界の崩壊災害も大幅に減少した。きっとみんなも多かれ少なかれ感じていると思う。その事実を見ると、人類の文明と崩壊の対決がすでに新しい起源に入ったように思えるのだ。人類が守りから攻めに転じ、我々の世界から崩壊を徹底的に駆除する時代がもうすぐ訪れる。崩壊は継続力に欠けている。そして人類からは
Every secret organization got name dropped to the public, except for Ward Servant, but still. Yep.
人々には世界の真相が、そして天命には新たな人材が必要だ。以上、このオットー・アポカリプスは
Oh, he's stepping down.
本日をもって天命主教の座を退き、組織を抜けさせてもらう。僕の後継者であり、極東支部のリーダーでもあるテレサ・アポカリプスは
Oh, Teresa.
近々主教として天命を率いることになる。彼女の導きのもと、世界と天命にはより明るい未来が待っていると。
That means Rita and Dondra works for her now.
おじい様が司教を辞めるの？
声明の文章によると、オットーはすでに天命主教の座から退いたようだ。しかし緊急事態は
ついさっき天命側からファックスが届いた。テレサさん、ニュースの声明の通りにウィーン郊外の旧本部で行われる儀式に参加し、
そして
現地で支配の律者のコアを発見したから我々に回収して。
Interesting.
司教様。
Alright, I do have to go get my pot pie real quick. And who is this person? We'll find out when we come back. Alright, we are back. I can eat pie and do this. I had meat pie for dinner tonight, so, yep. One of the only things I could eat today, and at least those veggies in it. Movie calendar knows how to make them.
彼らは支配の律者のコアを無視できない。そして僕が彼らに渡したデータからも僕が嘘をついていないことを証明できる。
We missed some chats. That's 309. Remember those. Teresa is a 310. So it's not her that they're talking about? The two last batch of Callan clones, except Amber, is part android now. Because her body is too destroyed. Okay. Oh, we're talking about her, right? Okay.
これから彼らは僕が手配したステージの上で深く そして完璧に夫アポカリプスが一体何を考えているのかを知ることになるだろう。そして彼らの認識自体がこの計画で最も鍵となる変化だ。
では司教様、明日午後のおもてなしはこの琥珀が。
いや、君は別の任務を行ってほしい。ハイペリオンのもてなしに関しては別の考えがあるから他の人に任せるよ。
承知しました、司教様。
さあ、君も休むといい。これからやってくる週末は長い48時間になるからね。サイは投げられた。数少ない懸念も運命に従うしかない。夫アポカリプスはここで断言しよう。この生と死よりも豪華な賭けの中、己が準備できるあらゆるものを用意したと。
Okay, cool. Now we just did preparations, but this is locked. Unavailable, unavailable. Now maybe we have to do levels in here. That's why.
ハイペリオンの着陸までみんなと話を
I'll
し
go
ましょう。
chat with everyone for a while. Okay, so it looks like there's two different portions in this place. There's a story where we get nothing but story, and then there's a place where we get levels. We'll get stories and levels, but that's why we didn't do one single level in it. I really like her battle suit right here. I like the blue. That looks like Kiana. And it looks like R is now the button to talk to people.
公の場では学園長と呼んだ方がいいよね。学園長もデッキの風景を見に来たの？ええ、そういうところかしら。何せこれからあの人と向き合うんだもの。デッキで散歩しながら気持ちの整理をしてみんなと話をしたかったの。もしくは一人で過去のことを思い返してみるとか。ほら、ちょっと空気を重くしたかしら。そんなことないよ。そうだ、そういえば学園長はヨーロッパの地理に詳しいんだよね。遠いところにあるあの雪山は例のアルプス山脈かな。ええ、そうね。これから向かう天明の旧本部はその東側の市脈にあるの。浮遊島がまだなかった頃。
Overview, the stage, base UI, the other UIs.
当時はバルキリー
I want to make sure because we have it on automatic reading, I want to make sure I don't miss anything. The stage-based UI, this other UI is where the Overseer gets its stages from. It's for you to apply the old stages because this is the chapter where they experimented for open world. Oh, they experimented for an open world. Okay, this actually makes so much sense because during the Sparkle collab, and even though we haven't played a lot about it, it's a lot more open world. Also, I feel like the little bits I've seen about Mars and everything is a lot more open world too. Now, I don't know. I didn't want to spoil myself, so I walked away from the clip. But I feel like the game's going to become a lot more open world. Kind of like a sandbox like HSR or ZZ. And that's very indicative to the guy who controls the Honkai verse.
パパはこの辺りで飛行機を操縦していて、彼女もいた。あの時、私たちは3人で戦闘機に乗ってて、その後。 2007年頃まで旧本部にはまだいくつか研究施設があって K シリーズ
I'll be right
ク
back.
ローン実験装置もあった
Gonna get some more strawberry lemonade. Be right back. Alright, we are back. Overview is a stage-based UI where you get an overview, gets its stages from it, and you replay old stages. Okay.
キアナ、あなたその時のことを覚えているの？厳密に言うと最近律者コアの中に残されていた記憶を見たかな。9歳の頃何もわからない状態だったし何があったのかもよく理解できなかった。あの頃
I'm just glad that there's actually gameplay. I was getting really worried that they stopped with the gameplay entirely.
自分がパパの本当の娘じゃないってことも知らずに今のあなたは紛れもなく彼の娘キアナ・カスラナよ。済んだことは過去にしましょう。うん、それもパパの願いだったのかもしれない。あの人の名前を私に継がせるという形で彼女が残した優しさを忘れないように。当時の私は彼女と瓜二つだった。オットーは
How would you react if to reality if you're Kiana or any of the main cast? I would probably fold instantly under zero pressure. I guess I don't understand the question. Maybe it went over my head. How would you react to reality if you're Kiana or any of the main cast did what? I would probably fold instantly under zero pressure. You want to elaborate that because I'm not sure what you mean by that.
なのに彼女は私に怒りをぶつけるどころか、私を本当の妹として扱ってくれた。彼女はパパと一緒に私を重い風から解放してくれただけじゃない。
Oh, I see. I get what you're saying now. Okay. So if you experience what they're experiencing in the lore and the story, well, I have had similar experiences, and I don't want to get on stream and tell you about the woes of me, but I would rise to the challenge. I would prove what they say is wrong, and I would rise above the challenge because I've always done that in the past. That's my opinion.
分かってるわ。あの事件の
I'm stubborn like that.
おじい様は私を騙した。あなたの姉は本部で治療を受けてるって知ってるよ。でも律者コアの記憶によると、彼女はおそらくあの事件の後もうこの世にいないと思う。あの人とケリをつけなければならないことがありすぎるわ。けど今は支配の律者の事件に
Her mouth isn't
本当の意
moving.
味で終止符を打つことの方がもっと重要だと思う。うん、分かってるよ、学園長。ただこの数ヶ月間、私はコアを通して過去のかけらをたくさん見た。こういう機会があったらやっぱり状況を知ってる人と話してみたいって思ってたの。私まだまだ未熟だね。ううん、むしろそれは成長よ、キアナ。笑顔で悲しみを隠して
Man, I don't
本
have
当
the
の意味で
appetite.
心を
That's
開い
unfortunate.
てくれなかったあなたより、周りと悲しみを分かち合えるようになったのは大きな進歩よ。この学園長が保証するわ。そうかな。なんだか急に褒められるとちょっと恥ずかしいな。生徒の成長を学園長が見逃すわけないでしょ。ハイペリオンの着陸まであと1時間くらいあるから、ここで風景を楽しみましょう。うん、ありがとう、学園長。
Okay, cool. Little pep talk with Kiana. Now we're gonna. That was a long pep talk, though.
こんにちは、フカ。朝の鍛錬中だったかしら。
あ、こんにちは、学園長。あ、今は午後でしたね。邪魔でしたか？
あ、聞いてみただけだから。それに最近はずっとシミュレーション装置を使って練習していたし、こういう屋根のない場所は久しぶりでしょ。
やっぱり学園長はよく見ていますね。そうですね。今行っているのは鍛錬というより、心を落ち着かせるための修行なのかもしれません。学園長もご存知だと思いますが、オットー主教のことは500年前から知っています。彼の善行も悪行もこの目で見ましたし、彼の善意を受け入れ裏切られたこともありました。それらは過ぎたことですが、やっぱり気持ちとしては複雑な部分があります。そんな話よりも、今回ネゲントロピーが再び協力してくれたことに感謝していますが、ソルトレイク基地に残された兵力があまりにも少ないと思いませんか？今のベルトさんは断りの律者のコアを持っていませんし。
そうね、この前の作戦会議の後、私もそれが心配だって伝えたわ。でもベルトの話によると、独自に活動していた多くのネゲントロピーの執行者を招集してソルトレイク基地に向かわせているらしいの。メイの父親の龍馬さんやカカリア孤児院のシンマール、アラハト復元プロジェクトの AI のエイダとかね。
やはり少し無理ではないかと思います。彼らは共同訓練に参加したことはないでしょうし、作戦どころではありません。防御に兵力を分散するより限られた戦力を集中させるべきという作戦会議の結論に異論はありませんが、
幸い衛星レーダーの観測によると天明とヨルムンガンドに出兵の痕跡はないみたいね。
はい、この時点で私たちは自分たちの判断を信じるしかありません。
私もメイがいる限りヨルムンガンドが隙を狙ってネゲントロピーを攻撃してくる確率は低いと信じてるわ。
はい、きっとメイさんも新たな環境の中で成長したのでしょう。覚悟を決めて外に出る、本当に強いと思います。
フカだって成長したでしょ。
学園長、私は。
あなたも長い人生のトラウマを克服しつつある。そうでしょ。本音を言うと私は学園長としてまだまだダメね。けどあなたたちきっといつかあなたたちだけ
I'm not gonna lie, it feels like we're doing something like important
この世界に
for these long conversations.
そんなことを口にするなんて恥ずかしい。
These are really long.
はいはい、生徒の鍛錬を邪魔しないでおくわね。
はい、また。
Okay. I'm gonna speed some of these up a little bit. They're all sentimental.
ごきげんよう。
ああ、へえ、おはよう。今日こそおっと。
I like her without her glasses. A lot better.
そのおじいさん、
あんたは優しすぎるのよ、テレサ。ほら、ジョイス、リアーナ、それとヨアヒムの父親の敵もまだ取ってないのよ。あ、ごめん。あんたいくらあんなやつを嫌いと言ってもごめんなさい。ちょっと
謝る必要はないわ。ただ
今回彼のパフォーマンスは
おじいさまは昔と
確かにそうかもしれない。潜んでいるあらゆる罠を。
覚えておく。そういう可能性に直面したら。
Okay, cool. That conversation was not as long. I told you this is the start of the longer chapters. Yeah, but there comes a time when there's too much talking. I love lore and everything, but look at Amphorius. I think it was patch, what, 4.2 or 3, where you had Zagreus talking to the Titan of Reason, and it was like a 6-hour conversation. That's too much. That's too much. You need to split it up a little bit. Like, I want every piece of dialogue. I want them to be split up better. It doesn't even look like I have to talk to them, but...
ちょうどいいところに。どうしテレサ学園長。補足として説明しておきますが。ブローニャがバカロザリア。手加減したけど私たちを別のチームに。
二人とも弱すぎるだけじゃん。ゼーレどいて。私が耐久力の経験も。はいはい。ちゃんと私だって外の空気。
わかった。
はいはい。命に関わるよ。
なるほどね。話を聞いて私に話しかけたのは。はい。さすががいいわ。着陸までまだ時間。やったー。
The Vakakers will be the number 1 group.
ロザリア。せっかく学園長がさ。
Alright, here we go. Oh, we have the twin. We're playing. We've never played as the twins before. Cool. Oh, actually, there was one time when we played as the blue twin. And I thought it was weird because the blue twin was captured and there was no reason we should be playing as her. I don't like her, though. Okay. She's better. Alright.
Rosaria こんなに興奮すると。
でも確かにロザリアは成長したと思います。
リリア聞いた？
少なくとも ぐるぐる回ってもめまいを起こさなくなりました。
ちょっと先に言っておくけど、めまいを起こさ。
館内放送です。デッキにいるハイペリ4号は30分後に。
時間が経つのは早いわ。
学園長。
手分けしてデッキを確認しましょう。放送に気づかなかった人がいたら。
ええ、それに店名がどういう方法で。
そうね。慎重。もし必要なら他の人は顔を見せないで。先に私とネゲントロピーの博士たちが向こうと接触するわ。
できる限りキアナを守るためですね。
ええ。何しろある意味この世で最もおじいさまが気にしているのは。
Okay, we have something that looks like a map here. Alright. I'm not sure what this one is, but we can have her too. We can choose Rune. She's not even with us. Alright, let's... Herschel sentence. This is mine. What the... That's a different weapon. We're not doing her. Another Kiana. Well, let's just do it with the Kiana team. We're fine.
準備できたよ。
Well, I saw that they put Teresa in my group even though I didn't choose her, which is fine. Hey, cinematic.
カロスタン、浮遊島の前の天命本部。ただいま。
以上、このオットーアポカ僕の後継者であり、
We heard that. So
声明の文章によると、
we heard that. Okay, I want to make sure. Dog City Kiana. Well, I want to make sure that we have her. In case I need it for like a medal or something. We already saw this, and
カロスタン、浮遊島の前の天命本部。ただいま。
わかった。
they're waiting for us.
普及なる刃。
Captain Motor, Durandar, Captain Motor Blades, in service of Overseer Auto Apocalypse, hereby welcomes Teresa Acapla
アポカリプス様をお迎え
of the
に上がり
Far
ます
East Branch.
そんなにかしこまらなくていい
No
わ
need
よ
for fun.
デュランダル。今の状況はこれからおじい様に何か予定は。律者コアの
主教様は辞任の手続きで大忙しとのことです。そのため私は律者コアのそれから以前主教様は支配劇場の痕跡とそういうことがあったからこそこの一帯の律者コアと何せリムルの実験室がヨルムンガンドに。
待って、ちょっと待って、今なんてオットーが支配劇場の痕跡を。
1ヶ月前です。
その時期だと支配の律者が倒されてからかなり時間。
主教様でしたらその質問に答えられるかもしれませんが、あいにく今は非常に気まずいこと
She was there. She knows.
いつも
They're
の主
playing
教
with
様
them.
らしいといえばらしいです。
あなたたちのせいじゃないわ。おじい様はいつも無責。
そうかもしれません。ですが主教様の協力のその件においては
世界の泡を虚数の木に再接続する。だが今の僕たちには彼が明らかにデュランダルさんを利用していることが。デュランダルさん、君は律者コアの手がかりを。
言葉通りの意味だと
時空環境の異常を指しています。それを前提とすると、おのずと行方不明になった。
そんなのいくらでも辻褄を合わせられる。
具体的な状況はまだ調査中ですが、今のところ手に入れた情報によると、ある歴史の時空が私たち。
へえ、ある歴史の時空が私たちの。は？待って、あんたが言ってるのはあの時空投影なの？あんた自分が何を言ってるのか分かってるの？
公の場ではアインシュタイン博士と呼んでほしい。テスラ博士。しかしデュランダルさん、テスラ博士の失態も理解できる。僕たちのいる現実では時空を曲げるには相当な質量やエネルギーが必要になる。時空投影ならなおさら。通常は得意点の向こう側、量子の海や虚数の木の奥に、つまり極めて特殊な原因がない限りそういう現象がある。しかしもし君の言った状況、最悪な推測だが超空詞に続いてもう一度。
虚数侵入ですか。つまり通常空間ですが、天命では超空詞のような得意点の実態。
そんなの簡単よ。もしその得意点が、その場合今の状態はバランスが絶妙。そういうバランスが少しでも傾くと、私ったらどうしてあのオットーの味方みたいな話。
とにかくもし時空投影が事実そう、第二。
皆さんも同じ心配をしているのでしたら、
Mop head, mob hairstyle, and the community called Tesla Lobster. Lobster, interesting.
天命であれ、ネゲントロピーであれ、崩壊を止めることが。
確かにね。けどこちら側も某主教の存在のせいで困りごとが多くて。こうしましょう、デュランダル。まずは。
ちょっとテレサ、さすが。
平気よ。天命の。
でも。
なるほど、一連の事件がありましたし、ではその後の連絡作業のためにこちら側も不朽なる刃の非戦闘員を。
公平を期するため天命側の人質としてこちらに渡すということ。デュランダルさんはオットーに利用されているだけだと思う。彼女は誠意を見せてくれた。僕たちもしっかりと仕事をし。ネゲントロピー側に異議はない。ただテレサさんは技術スタッフではない。それを補うために現場調査には。
自分の身は自分で守れるようでしたら。
ああ、機構の操縦技術なら。
ちょっと勝手に話を進めないで。誰も私の意見を聞いて。
おや、テスラ博士はハイペリオンに連絡要員として残りたい。
はあ？そんなのしたいやつに任せればいいでしょ。
しかしハイペリオンにいる技術者は
分かった分かった。テレサ、デュランダル、行くわよ。そんな手ばっかり。
Okay.
時間はずっと覚えてるよ。
右側の
This is a big area.
かつて御三家が暮らしていた旧宮です。空投影現象はその麓にある町の中で起こっています。
Big area.
ぼーっとしてる場合じゃないのに。わかった。よ、ここにあり。ついてきなさい。前に進もう。わかった。前に進もう。
Can we not go through?
わかった。
Nope, I can jump in this game now. What the? What the?
運命を。
When did this happen?
もう逃げたりしない。
I was all like, there's no way they would put all these boxes just to stop us.
前に進もう。前に進もう。この力で誰かを傷つけさせはしない。前に進もう。思い通りにはさせない。分かった。前に進もう。
Yep, everything seems very different
運命を
now.
変えられなくても、も
もう逃げた。分かった。
Oh, this is cool. I like her. Is it invisible?
審判の時は来た。 審判の時は来た。この力で誰かを傷つけさせはしない。みんなとの時間をずっと覚えてるよ。
There we go on that.
前に進もう。艦長、次の目標は決まった？
Alright, let's see what we can do. Is there stuff down here?
分かった。
Nope.
前に進もう。この力で誰かを傷つけさせはしない。分かった。分かった。前に進もう。
Oh, there's treasure chests now. I wonder if I can, like, bend down.
前に進もう。
Space? Nope. Nope. It looks somewhere else.
艦長、次の目標は決まった？分かった。前に進もう。
Do I want to use the Herschel battle suit for Kiana? I don't know.
分かった。
I'm just kind of like enjoying gameplay. We haven't seen it in so long. I wonder if I could clear this. Probably not. Nope. At least it doesn't take damage for trying. I think you need to exit the stage and go back to the story. Maybe. I don't know. Why would I don't know, there's no indication that I leave. Also, I haven't explored everything yet. Okay, that is another way over there. I don't know what the mission tab is, to tell you the truth.
前に進もう。分かった。前に進もう。
Top left looking button is back.
前に進もう。
No chips.
よ、ここにあり。あちらかしら。
I don't know what that one is because I did that already. This is something else. This is that. The play looking button. Okay.
勝手に止まらないで。ここに長いしてはいけないわ。
As the tides of the history ebb flow into town, the now vacant place still stands, reminding every visitor of the majestic three houses. Check the town from above. Oops. Yep, I just want to see if there was anything else.
運命を変えられなくても、もう逃げたりしない。
現在、部外者は全員危険地帯から避難してもらっています。
Yeah, you helped for sure. Thank you.
異常エリアに拡大の兆しはありません。カロスタンについては私よりもテレサさんの方が詳しいと思いますが。
こういう官僚主義だらけの場所に来るわけないでしょ。
そう。
あ、二人のことを言ったわけじゃないのよ。気にしないで。
構いません。理解できますから。では引き続き私から基本情報を共有しましょう。先行調査によりこの先の時空は15世紀と一部が重なっていることが分かりました。百聞は一見にしかずです。まずは広場から確認しましょう。ゲニウスの付帯装置を使って。
Tesla is too emotional, sensitive for her own good. She complains one time, then instantly wants to apologize. Yep. She does. That is correct. Alright, so we have... Okay, so that's how we power up, it would appear.
ぼーっとしてる場合じゃないのに。分かった。前に進もう。分かった。
I've already cleared out this whole place, so it should be faster. They did a tutorial and I figured it out. It's so funny. I'm way ahead of the tutorial. Okay, so now we have some fighting. Why are we fighting puppets? Oh yeah, we're looking for residue of the dominance, that's right.
「時空が投影され重なったエリアではこうして古い時代のかけらは小さい実物だったり断片的な声だったりご自分で確認してみてください。
何を見ているの？ヘイタッタンタン。
時は来た。
Give me a sec. You know what? I have something that I want to see. Give me, let's take a break for 10 minutes so that I can recalibrate. I want to at least go 3 hours tonight. I'm struggling a little bit, but I want to do at least 3 hours so it's not a wasted stream. And then what I want to do is, depending on tomorrow, I might take the day off, but we'll see. I might be better. But, we will have a stream on Tuesday for sure, whether I stream tomorrow or not. Tesla is, she wants to apologize. Yeah, we saw that. I'll be right back. We'll do it for 10 minutes. Okay, I am back. Oh. Hello, hello. Let me put the game volume back on.
あまり心地のいい体験じゃないわね。中世人の暮らしなんて恐ろしいの。まあそれは置いておいて、ここの新食堂を見る限り私が予想していた最悪な状況には陥っていないようね。よかったわ。少なくとも建物が空中にあったり、大昔の死人たちが大量に出てきていたりはしないもの。少し待ってて。ここの新食堂をもとにプログラムを実行して異常源を検出してみる。よし、信号強度の分布は規則的なようね。あの辺はどういう場所なの？
カロスタン町の中心、アイリス広場です。
広場ね。わかった。その広場に行ってみましょう。99.7% の確率で役に立つ手がかりを発見できると思うわ。そういえばあんたたちは 99.7% の意味を分かってる？それは標準偏差の3倍。
テスラ博士、あなたの判断を信じてるわ。
I do like the new battle suits, and I really like her better without glasses here. Without glasses, she looks really sharp. The glasses were a little bit too, like, geekish, I guess you could say, for her. If she had normal glasses, that would be something, I guess. Let's see, get that. It's funny, we cleared out this level before any of this stuff, so they had to give us like extra things.
Bella! どうしたのでしょうか。誰かが助けを呼んでいるようですね。
急いで確認しましょう。声を出さないで。アフタヌーンティーにしようか。はあ？はあ
She comes in like freaking Mega Man. It's Otto. We found him. He doesn't look too happy.
しようか。
声を出さないで。声を出さないで。
Oh, I guess I have to activate it.
アフタヌーンティーにしようか。
Okay, whatever. Alright.
アフタヌーンティーにしようか。
Okay, I think I went the wrong way. Alright. Okay. Oh, there's Otto. Okay. We found him.
私の番ね。
やっと生きてる人間に会えた。カールがかかった銀色のポニーテールでベレー帽をかぶっている。
おじい様。
Okay.
Yo, ここにあり。
Maybe I have to like bust this open. There we go. Okay, I got it. I figured it out.
前に進もう。
Ugh.
前に進もう。私の番ね。
少し状況を整理させてくれ。つまりここは西暦2017年。君たちも西暦2017年の人物で僕のことを知っていると。
そうでなければおじい様なんて呼ばないわ。
しかしそれが本当の話だとしたら、僕はどうやって500年以上も生きているのだろう。
あなたは自身のために機械の擬態を作ったのです。
ふん、マルウェアを使って人の体を盗むなんてこともしたのよ。とにかく私はあんたを信用しない。あんたが15世紀の人間だということを証明しない限りね。あんたの存在は異常よ。この周りにある他の時空を見てみなさい。あんたみたいに生きている人間なんていないわ。
確かに君たちに警戒される理由を否定することはできないが、どうやら未来の僕は君たちに嫌われるようなことをたくさんしたようだ。
嫌いなんて可愛いものじゃないわ。あんたはね。まあいい。あんたが本当に15世紀から来たもう一人のあいつなら今ぶん殴っても意味がないもの。パラレルワールドの未来に干渉する余裕はないわ。
パラレルワールド、一理ある。少なくともタイムパラドックスは生じないな。
ええ、哲学の基本常識とも言えるわね。待って、そんな話をしている場合じゃないわ。テレサ、デュランダル、こいつをどうすればいいと思う？500年前に戻すとか。でも博士が言ったようにおじい様本人の可能性もあるわね。
私には彼がとぼけているようには見えません。もちろんハイペリオンに連れ戻し調査することについても反対しませんが、ただ 私個人としては今の最優先事項はこの異常空間の調査だと思います。
ええ、一理あるわね。けどやっぱりそういう
It is interesting, and hello, Jack. How are you?
もしこいつが次元爆弾みたいなものだったら
We can watch the ZZ video. Jack is here.
恐れるべき相手のようだね。
余計なお世話よ。あんたみたいな気色悪い顔をしたやつがどんなひどいことをしたか分かってる？その罪を数えてあげましょうか。
テスラ博士、
After this
落ち着
conversation.
いてください。主教様はあなたたちに申し訳ないことをたくさんしてきました。それは承知しています。
Aw, this is a really cool part
過
of
去
the
の出
story.
来事よりも優先すべきことが
Sandra gonna become our
つま
friend.
りこの混乱した時間自体のことだね。君たちにとって僕はよく知っていて全く知らない人で、訳も分からずに急に現れたと。しかし僕にとってもそれは一瞬の出来事だ。大きな戦いが終わって戦場が異様だと感じたら周りの人々が消えていたのだから。
戦場？
ああ、僕たちはついさっきここで天命本部の主力主教親衛隊を殲滅したんだ。
待って、ちょっと待って。あんた、オットーアポカリプスがここで天命本部の主力を殲滅？あんた、その時間から来たの？
What time did you come from? Good question.
その通りだが、つまり
確かに1491年にそういった戦争がありました。当時
のおじい様は天命主教の正統継承者だったけど、思わぬその二人の恐怖政治は十数年もの間、
率直な感想だけど、あいつのような人間がどうして民衆の支持を得られたのか。
確かに僕個人の実力というより、みんなは僕を信仰のシンボルにしたかったのだろう。そう、みんなは僕がいたからではなく、
聖女の神話？天命の聖女？
当然さ。カレン以外はいやしない。カレン
She died because of me. There
彼女は
was a
僕
time.
のせいであの頃の僕はベネツィア人が墓地にしていた島に逃げ、これでも一応貴族の端くれだからね。しかし
See, I told you. That's his motivation for everything. Good, I just got home from work and my weekend starts tomorrow, so I'm going to relax tonight. Fantastic, I'm glad to hear it.
聖女は一つの信仰として民衆の中に広まっていったんだ。
That gives me more incentive to stream tomorrow if I'm feeling better.
カレンはこの世界で唯一の聖女で、カレンの死が
We will see though. This has taken a little bit longer than I would like, but I do feel like I got a lot of sleep today, and then I'll sleep some more, so we will see if it lingers after that.
天命の恐怖統治に抗っていた。
そしてあんたはそれをうまく利用したってわけ？彼らをあんたが主教の座につくための踏み台にしたっていうの？
君、なぜそういう考えが生まれるんだい？
はあ？あんたの顔を見て、どうせあんたならそうするって考えたからに決まってるでしょうが。あんたはその顔でムーンライトスローンの発明者と天命最強のバルキリーを死なせ、人類のために戦った第一律者を殺した。そしてあんたは第一律者の後継者の邪魔をし、第二律者を外に出し、数千万人の命を奪った。
Tesla is really
落ち着い
unloading
て
on
テ
him.
スラ博士。今あなたの目の前にいるこの人は、
そうね。あんたはあんた、あいつはあいつ。悪かったわ。見た目で判断すべきじゃなかった。だけど、あんたにも知って様々な言葉で表現できるけど。
Interesting.
いや、礼を言う。
は？
その言葉のおかげで、僕は自分のことにちゃんと目を向け、僕の心の奥には、時間ですら聖女の光を追いかけるほど、その空洞は僕という人間は、人体実験に手を染め、僕にとって、聖女のような博愛。僕はもし、この出会いを経験した後でもまだ この内戦で僕は新天明の組織を整理しというより主教がいなくても成立する天明の方が聖女本人のだから継承権は僕にとって君たちのおかげで新たな視点でそれと向き合い
異界のオットーさんその自制の聖者だ
Auto from
今
another
はま
one.
だ解決しなければ
確かにレーダーによると
Okay, so. Alright, there's some kind of fight, and this is an auto from another world, according to her. Let's see if I can find this video. Auto has been the Isekai protag all along. Yeah, I'm starting to see that. I was like, Konosuba what? Nafumi what? I have an Isekai up there. That's funny. Okay. So, please make sure you support the official release. Give her a subscribe or a like, and be sure to watch her video otherwise too, so she gets the views. We are going to react to this. I don't know what's up, didn't watch it. And we are going to see if they can connect the things. It has been my long-standing position that all the games are related, and I keep on being called correct, except for ZZ, and I am in the full opinion that ZZ is connected. So this person obviously agrees with me, but let's see how this person connects the strings. All right.
Good evening, my pink pentaceratops. I can't believe research for this video went.
And it's. I'm not gonna read the name, but there's the name of the person. I want to make sure I highlight it because it's her video, but I'm not gonna say that on stream.
So deep. This isn't a ZZZ lore video anymore. This is a video about how Zenless truly unravels all of the secrets.
It's almost a 30-minute video.
Oh
my goodness.
Of the Honkai verse. I wanted to make a video about the leader of the Falconane mercenary troop, but it ended up being connected to Hoyoverse lore, and after my deep dive, I think most Hoyoverse fans are sleeping on Zenless Zone Zero. We see the effects of the Stellaron disasters in Honkai Star Rail, but we don't explore what it means to be in an apocalyptic scenario like.
Yeah, so that's true. When we go into, well, actually, that's not all the way true. So the effects of like Belobog, for example, that was as apocalyptic as you could get. The city was basically 100 years away from being destroyed or something like that. But they have been being destroyed by the Stellaron for like 700 years. So I do think we have had a good case of what the Stellaron can do from Belobog. That's my only thing on that.
In Honkai Impact, the weight of Honkai disasters feel like a minor inconvenience for the characters.
I don't believe that. I feel like the Honkai disasters are huge for the characters, but I feel like they're so organized and everything. That's just a way of life, and you can't be sad or distraught every time a Honkai disaster comes up. Yeah, I'm getting the feeling, but we'll see. Let's see how popular this video is. 430. Let's see. Alicia is coming to HSR. I would love to see you making a video protecting. I remember watching. It doesn't seem like there's a crazy good video. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of people disagreeing. So, but we'll see.
In Zenless, the Hollow disaster is the end of the world. The Earth is regressing. Eridu is underwater again. The Great Flood is here, and the prophesied savior is going to die from their own.
By the way, I'm not that far in ZZ. I'm only halfway through part 1 or something, maybe even less. The thing about ZZ is I don't feel like I do in my hypothesis. ZZ is the closest thing to the imaginary tree, like the closest leaf, so it's decaying. But in ZZ, they don't feel like they're decaying. You know what I mean? Everyone's upbeat and happy. So.
Ambition. There is no arc to rescue the people of New Eridu. no ferrymen to cross the river, and no gods to take pity on them.
There is no
They will
eons
just
for sure.
stare in silence. We cannot talk about this without discussing the most important concepts in the Hoyoverse. The Honkai, Finality, Imaginary Tree, and the Sea of Quanta. The Hollows are a Honkai disaster, and we know Honkai grows with civilizations. It comes from Finality, a multi-dimensional hive mind alien. And we know Finality or Terminus moves.
Well, finality or terminus. It's my long-standing theory, my personal theory. I haven't watched anyone else's theory on this, so I could have my own. But terminus is Arcavelli, in my opinion. Let me get a drink real quick. I'm not allowed to leave my seat during reactions because that would be wrong, even though I'm a VTuber. So I'm just getting a drink. It should take 30 seconds, but I'm just gonna pause and get my drink. Alright, I got my pink lemonade water with some caffeine in it for me. Alright. And I'm not gonna lie, I love these games. I know because I've been sick, I've been a little grumpy. Especially when there's too much video and not enough gameplay. I want a balance of gameplay and great storytelling. I do think the Holyverse games is something very special, or there wouldn't be so many people passionate about it or anything. I love lore stuff. And I love that we can have these discussions and arguments on like what is actually happening. That's a sign of some great storytelling or really bad storytelling. But when it comes to Holyverse games, we're gonna call it good storytelling. Okay, so Jack is our resident ZZ expert. In fact, I met Jack at a con. And Jack, you were dressed as Belle, right? It was right outside of Dominic Glover's thing, but yeah, Jack knows almost everything about ZZ, so Belbog seemed more apocalyptic than New Era. I agree, it did, didn't it? 100%.
Backwards through time, because that is only from our 3D perspective. We know they do not actually move through time. It is just an illusion. The next big one is the imaginary tree. Okay. Where technically everything gets its energy from, but we're gonna find out not really. This is the thing holding all.
Not really? Not really? Slime, did you know that it's not really? The imaginary tree is just some fake entity? It's imaginary. I'm just kidding. I have no idea what she's gonna come up with. But yeah, Belobog seemed more apocalyptic than any place. I feel like because the first ward, Belobog, we could see what Stellarons could really do to the climate and everything, left untreated. And I think that was some great storytelling of HSR to show a planet like that right off the bat. So yeah, I don't agree with her on that for sure. So no, I'm not waiting for their theories, so I don't like the start at all, but I'm intrigued. Okay. Yeah, with Slime has his hands folded right now, and he's all like these people on level 1 on lore. It's so funny. Okay, let's go.
The living worlds together. When those worlds die, they fall into the Sea of Quanta. This is the goo around the living worlds and the imaginary tree. These concepts are hard to see in isolation.
Now, in my limited knowledge on the Sea of Quanta and imaginary tree, there's a struggle for supremacy, right? Sea of Quanta sometimes overshadows the tree, and the tree fights the Sea of Quanta back down where it belongs, below it. There's a struggle all the time between dominance between these two entities.
but this is why the trefoil is so important in the symbolism for every Hoyo game. They are profoundly intertwined to the point of being the same thing. Okay, enough of the wacky takes.
I think that can't be true, and she said it's wacky takes. So maybe she's gonna come up with some sense now. She said, okay, here's the end of the wacky takes. I do think that the Sea Quanta and the Imaginary Tree are different entities, or they would not be struggling for supremacy. I don't think that takes a good take at all. It looks like a struggle for mortals, but for the cosmology, it's symbiotic. Alright, well, we'll see what she says.
From the Imaginary Tree, it is the eternal inflation multiverse theory from real-world astrophysics. This states that the universe is expanding from the Big Bang and forming a quilt-like network of different universes. These have their own laws of physics, for a few reasons, but one of them is the universal constant is different. Their own bubbles of universe, or bubble universes, create their own laws of physics. This is also what they're called in the Honkai games. The whole universe has a cycle, and the bubble worlds within have their own cycles as well.
The graphics in ZZ is just, like, so beautiful to look at. Like, the characters' facials and everything, so beautiful to look at. What if, man? Where did the different universes come from? She means different galaxies, right? I'm suffering. This is more reason to watch this. Slime can't take the newbies anymore.
The Sea of Quanta is the scramble of information that functions like a dark wall. We don't have the technology, math, or resources to truly understand beyond our minuscule perspective in real life. How can we expect to do that in a fantasy game?
Alright, so we have... I love looking more into ZZ lore, but I don't know too much of Honkai lore, so I won't be able to help make the connection. Leave the connecting to me and Slime then. But you can tell us if what she says about ZZ lore is correct. Because you're probably the only one that would know. Me and Slime are novices when it comes to ZZ, so...
We can't even fully understand the fourth dimension or why we are most likely inside of a black hole. We learn that it isn't a push and pull, something to grapple with in Zenless. It is
it's Vivian, the girl I didn't get that I really wanted. I wanted her and I didn't get her. Next time, Vivian, next time.
Our most intimate moments with these concepts show up in unexpected places. In stark contrast to their presence in Honkai Impact, in Zenless, they embody 8 types of love through different characters instead of pure destruction. In Bury Your Tears with the Past, Vivian injects herself with the Exalted Sacrifice sample to save Faithin from an ethereal. The creator is always watching. Peering through Faithin's eyes, they decide to lend some of their power and Vivian's corruption is reversed. It isn't healed, it never happens. The timeline was edited, and her sacrifice is on the cutting room floor.
Vivian! Vivian, your body.
I'm not gonna lie. Look at the ethereal corruption on Vivian. Doesn't that look like Honkai corruption? That's not an accident. It's the same type. And doesn't that look like Firefly's corruption too? Like the sickness that she's dealing with? This is not accident right here. This is enough for me to think the games are intertwined. That's not accident that they made it look like that.
Vivian, your body.
I'm sorry. You had to see me like this.
Jack, does she die?
I don't want to be the one that only brings misfortune anymore. No.
Don't tell me she dies. I'm very upset if she does. Jack, I want to know. Spoil it for me. While we're waiting on Jack to type, I'm gonna,
In the night,
very upset. She said it never happened, so maybe like time reverses or something.
No. It can't end like this.
No, she doesn't die here. Good. Okay. Cool. I can't wait to get to this place.
There's a creative side hustle almost nobody is talking about, and it's not content creation, being a YouTuber or a streamer.
Now, we also have to talk about the creator. It is one of the most obvious connections to the Honkai games, and ZZZ...
I'm not gonna lie, so I talked about the creator a lot, so I might as well talk about it before she tells us whatever she has about the creator. The creator that made Star Rail is now running all of Honkai, okay? All 4 games is done by this creator. He came in 2021 when you saw Honkai switches to UI and stuff. And he created Honkai Star Rail. But he runs the whole shebang. You don't think ZZ is connected? This guy has not allowed his games not to be connected. Now, there might be a thing that Genshin was not connected before he came. But Genshin became connected, okay, when this guy came. And then I guarantee you ZZ was made under his watch. It's 100% connected. I don't like the ZZ story so far. The lore is good. I play ZZ. I don't like the story too much. It's an ex machina for me. I like the lore though. Okay, cool. I can't wait to get more into ZZ. I really can't wait to get into it. Once we catch up with Honkai the 3rd, and we catch up on materials, ZZ will become the priority. And I'm gonna do Genshin last. Genshin seems to be a lot of people like playing Genshin, but not a lot of people like watching Genshin. So I'm gonna do Genshin last.
ZZZ warns of its presence from the very beginning. The gods, as ever, watch in silence, and oh, the creator is watching. They are staring so intently, and it's because of the hive minds, the most elevated iteration of consciousness in the Hoyoverse. We know who the creator is too, but it's far more complicated than a single entity. We are told very clearly the creator is Saw from Honkai Impact, but we need to discuss what is even going on.
Saw from Honkai Impact. Interesting. I don't know if we met him yet. Slime, have we met this guy? SA is dead. Yeah, okay.
On with Saw. This must take place after they
wait, Saw is dead, but he's the creator, so the creator died. So wait, we're getting, or is she wrong about him being the creator? That's why I don't really get what this theorist is saying. Okay.
I'm doing who knows what in the Sea of Quanta.
Well, we'll see.
I know a lot of fans miss this, but Phynon and the Flame Reaver are a mirror for Saw and the Cocoon of Finality. We know the goo around the imaginary...
So she's saying Phynon from HSR and Flame Reaver are mirrors of Saw and the Cocoon of Finality?
Tree is the Sea of Quanta. It's like information soup. The imaginary tree came out of the Sea of Quanta and it expands, creating time. Because the sea and the tree are always looking to maintain some kind of balance. The tree must continue to grow to match the unfathomable depths of the sea. The tree must drink from the sea in a sense, because it is taking the information and organizing it.
I'm not gonna lie, the tree and the Sea of Quanta seems to be opposing forces. Not like this friendship that they're saying to maintain balance. The sea wants to be over, like the tree, and the tree wants to be over the sea. That's what I got from it. She was already killed by Vita. Saw was killed by Vita. Oh, interesting. Okay. I haven't played 2.4 story yet, but I haven't met the creator yet. Okay, sounds good.
This part is cursed.
It looks like it would have happened in Honkai, though. Jack, because of Vita is a Honkai character. No, they are pretty much correct. It's symbolic relationship. Okay.
Bad localization, but the easiest way to understand how civilizations are a branch and a leaf on the tree at the same time is to see how they show up on this smaller scale. The souls or consciousness of a civilization is the branch. They function as a unit or a hive mind in that state. Each twig is separating this civilization into different patterns. The leaves branching from each twig is a different simulation of that pattern.
So what Slime is saying for this is that the tree and sea are not opposing forces. It's just sometimes the sea goes over the tree and the tree has to grow in order to go over the sea. It's I always thought they were opposing forces in my opinion, but I don't know that much about it yet. So we're gonna, if it's a symbiotic relationship, fine. I'm not gonna say anything against that.
Manifesting as a smaller universe or a bubble universe. When these worlds die, they fall into the Sea of Quanta.
Correct.
To be reabsorbed by the tree as it continues to expand. The Honkai is a test these worlds must pass to continue surviving on the tree.
I can 100% confirm everything she said for the last 10 seconds is true, so.
But if the tree comes from the Sea of Quanta, doesn't that mean the imaginary and the Honkai must be from the Sea of Quanta?
So if the tree comes from the tree comes from it, but Honkai are the imaginary force that the tree makes. So I that's kind of like saying my grandkids came from me because I made my children and they made the grandkids. I don't think that really works out that way. If it wasn't for the tree, there wouldn't be Honkai, right?
It is, and I think it's actually just information. Whether it's sorted, organized, or chaotic and unknown. Again, we are reminded there is no push and pull between the imaginary tree and the Sea of Quanta, but a cycle they must adhere to. The tree will one day become the sea, and from that, a new tree will be born. In Schrodinger's book, What is Life? He states that what an organism feeds upon is negative entropy. Or to put it less paradoxically, the essential thing in metabolism is that the organism succeeds in freeing itself of all entropy it cannot help producing while alive. Okay. I believe this is where we will get our most profound understanding of the imaginary tree. It must remove the disorder produced by these extremely organized zones. This also helps us understand that the sea and tree...
Alright. Symbiotic as in the tree needs the sea to create more words, the sea needs the tree to grow more words, sea creates proper words, sea creates bubble words. It looks, struggle can each, it looks like a struggle for each structure because it affects mortals, they breed chaos, but the symbiotic relationship. Okay, at least my take wasn't, like, too off. It looks like it, so it's easy to be tricked by that. Okay.
Are most likely a closed system. I know entropy is confusing, but it is the measure of the known and unknown information in a system. So if we're reading this correctly, the imaginary tree, or the singularity of the imaginary tree, is functioning similarly to Maxwell's demon, but not for thermodynamics. When the tree and the sea are truly equal, the tree will no longer be able to do its work and expand. There will be a state of perfect equilibrium, but because the system is closed, the tree must forget everything it knows and return to that singularity that it sprouted from in the Sea of Quanta. This is the finality, the moment we see time cease to exist. It looks like this, the singularity of consciousness sitting between the known and the unknown, appearing to break the very fabric of reality. The creator is the singularity, but moving forward in time from our perspective. And the finality is the singularity moving backward through time. So we are beholden to the third dimensional rules and 2D in the explanations because there is no way to possibly explain these kinds of concepts in just 3D words. Like, it breaks my brain thinking about how much science research and like real like physics went into building these worlds.
I'm lost. This series sounds so far off my take on the lore. I'm struggling to keep up. I don't. So, to tell you the truth, I haven't seen how she connects ZZ to all the games. I do know they're connected. Like I pointed out, Vivian's corruption is looks very much like a Honkai corruption, and Firefly's AE corruption. Fireflies is more glowy. Honkai is more orange, but it's the same symbols. I think that alone connects the games. I'm not gonna lie, but let's see if we can get back on the track that this person's trying to make on here. All right.
And we understand all of this to be true because we see it on a small scale in ZZZ all the time. It's charming how it's done. And the best example is Miyabi with Talus, because we see so much of what Miyabi, her mother, and her ancestors
Ooh.
We see Miyabi's ancestor walk this path of self-sacrifice.
Okay.
When the creator gazes at them, they must forgo their humanity and
Hey, are we back up? Are we back up? Hello. We back up? I lost feed for a second. Just want to make sure we're back up. Yeah, okay, I am back up. We do need to fix my lip syncing though, because it appears that that's not working. That's 2 nights in a row. I wonder what's going on there. Alright. You know what I'll do? I'll just do... Nope, can't do that. Give me a sec. Let's try doing... Oh, it took out one of my things. Okay, that's probably why it took that out. Okay, we'll just do this. We'll go back into Honkai when we're done. Yeah, my camera's stuck on too. It's really weird. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, well, it looks like a reboot helped me. Doesn't look like it's tracking my movements, so... Movements, nope. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Well, at least it has that going. Calibrate moon type. There's a way to do this. Blueprints, okay. Hello, hello, hello. Nope. Show camera again. Okay. Well, I'll do this afterwards. I'm not sure what's going on, but you guys can at least see me here, so we'll call that a win for tonight. And then I'll reset my computer, see if there's like fatal thing that's happening to it or whatever. All right. I'm not too concerned about it though.
Become tailless. When Miyabi inherits Tailless the hive mind, we see her fall into the water. This is the ether, the flood, the quanta. These moments with the characters in this water setting are the mindscapes. The same.
Alright, Jack had something. Okay. Vivian's corruption was also different from normal ether corruption. It was something the X's made to create sacrifices. Yes, but also that could be Honkai corruption, right? I have no clue or key points to remember will give any sense of the relationship between the games. She is not doing a good job right now. I feel like she read the wiki of HI3, but the wiki of HI3 is not to be trusted of the time. Or inconsistent. Tallies is not a hive mind, though. What?
Ones we see as copies of the agents, and in Isolde going into the final domain. They must confront their inner turmoil to make room or make the correct environment for more of the hive mind or creator's power. Eventually, they must sacrifice their own humanity and enter the hive mind if they choose to walk the path of self-sacrifice, of life, or the creator. We can also confirm that this is what happens with Miyabi's mother in the animations. Her last mindscape ended with sacrificing herself with Tailless. Miyabi sees her mother again in her own mindscape. We see Tailless in their human form deciding to sacrifice their humanity and create the hive mind. Then the following generations, which are mirrored in the paintings in the short film for Miyabi. These are the 7 trials one must pass to be assimilated into the hive mind. The bird looking at Miyabi symbolizes the gaze from the creator, marking the start of the journey.
Where did the hive mind come from?
Through all 7
she started talking about the hive mind like at the beginning of the video, like the first 5 minutes.
Which we see represented by the lessons Miyabi's mother is teaching her. We know this to be true because Yixuan's 5th mindscape was also this ink-like setting. We know that Isolde's final domain is a physical manifestation of these mindscapes. Her demon ethereal possessed sword is passed down through the Exaltus faction instead of her family. We also see where the universe of ZZZ is in development within the Exaltus symbol. They are on their birth or rebirth portion of their cycle.
Oh, interesting.
Now, the story of Zenless Zone Zero may be moving forward in time because that is where they are in their development, but we know the real narrator is the one rewinding the tapes and is most likely outside the timeline, or in a different dimension. Belle and Weiss are incredibly unreliable as narrators.
Yep, they are.
We know the character choosing which tapes to watch and which ones to rewind is reliable. They're the ones showing us that this universe is regressing. We know Earth is being rewound and reset because it is inspired by the Eridu Genesis myth. It comes full circle, and we see it in all forms, but the most obvious connection is the name of the city in ZZZ. Eridu is the old civilization of the previous era, which is named after the first city in the Eridu Genesis myth. New Eridu is the last city on Earth, and this is more symbolic. Eridu fell 11 years prior.
I didn't realize New Eridu was the last city on Earth. Can you give me the link to this video? I need to dissect it on my own time. Yeah, of course I can. I rather you guys support the official video on anything we watch, but yes, I can definitely do that. There you go. I'll also post it in YouTube. There you go. All right.
Prior to the current year in-game, and 7 generations of the Hoshimi family have passed from the time of Eridu's founding report. We know the key players in the suppression of the catastrophe section were awarded the title of Void Hunter. This report reads like the Bit Missouri incantation. I already did a deep dive on this, so please show that old video some love if you would like a more detailed breakdown. For now, it's important to remember that yes, this is inspired by the Assyrian and Akkadian mythology of ancient Mesopotamia.
Okay,
Specifically,
I get
the
that.
versions of the myths and art from the palace of Ashurbanipal at Nineveh.
Okay.
In the game,
at Nineveh, that's actually a very
Hollow Zero
important city
and-
by Bible lore and everything too. Yeah, I know about ancient Mesopotamia pretty well. So, okay, I can see where she's crafting now. Okay, Jack says also she seems to assume a lot of the creator watching over the characters, but there's no real proof of that in ZZ. She says the creator is the one that's doing the videotapes. Which is interesting. Okay.
And the flowers are both named Nineveh. The persistent use of flowers and the meaning behind them is not subtle. In Do Gardening, we are told plainly what each flower represents. The one that eludes most players isn't a physical flower, but the structure of the hollows. The hollows have a membrane with this interlocking triangle pattern, which represents or shows us the flower of life motif. The 6-petal flower made of triangles is also featured in the Because of You short film from the Elysian Realm chapters of Honkai Impact. The Helios Academy logo also has this shape. I don't think that's a coincidence, but I do understand that it will give us some insight into what Arki was searching for when he went into Hollow Zero to find the truth. We're also told at some point in the game, it's actually just a blade that cuts through time. It's a physical blade and a metaphorical one. As the 7th Void Hunter, Professor Arki might be the one who is left out of the 6 motif, but I think it's the leader of the Falconane mercenary troop because it's implied that she has a pink ether core. On the surface, this doesn't seem...
A ether core, kind of like a Herschel core? Interesting. Yes, New Eridu is the last city in the game outside of the Outer Ring and past the Dark Wall, and we still don't know what's past that. You know what's really funny is this actually makes my theory more plausible that it's the closest leaf to the imaginary tree and that it's on its last leg compared to the other words.
Like much, but it is visual storytelling and a key piece of
that only helps my theory.
Pink is a special color in ZZZ because it stands alone. Outside the additive and subtractive...
I'm not gonna lie. Pink is a special color in every game. Cyrene's color is pink. Elysian's color is pink. Every game in the Honkaiverse, pink is special.
Primary colors used in the design of the hollows and the ether. There is no specific wavelength for pink in real life or the game. Seeing it comes from an optical illusion. It's also not a color associated with a key. In ZZZ, the keys are 4 Type 3 AI assistants. Fairy, who is blue, Ginny, who is red, Ghost, who is green, and Yukai, who is purple.
She's talking about the color schemes, and I know that's important in Honkai.
What about the other colors? We can see how the hollows are destroying reality within the bubble realms by analyzing the use of colors in them. The ether crystals cast shadows within themselves, showing both the black and white crystals have this cyan, magenta, and yellow glow inside the cracks. When destroying an ethereal, cyan, magenta, and yellow cubes fall from them. While traveling through the fissures, there are only cyan and magenta colored orbs, showing this gold color is not present in these portions of the hollow, creating a wormhole-like tunnel by removing the building blocks. This is also how Bell and Wise are able to manipulate the hollows and create fissures. Their innate abilities are connected to this gold-colored building block of the hollow. We also see how these hollows are higher dimensional spaces with their own laws of physics by really looking at these crystals. I linked a video below showing what is happening within them, but we are also shown that the radiating light and the things casting the shadows could be coming from a higher dimension. We haven't seen all the colors of the ether crystals yet. For now, we have magenta, green, and yellow. Until we get the third location, I don't think we're going to see any.
So far, I think she is high on her mind and really far off with the Lord. There is no power in ZZ that lets you cut time and space concept. She is overly assuming stuff right now. Her assumptions are so far above the current implied lore that I have no clue what this video is for.
Beyond the hints in the Aerospace Center. I believe this is an aspect of the sci-fi inspired by the standard model of elementary particles. The standard model explains what the 12 fundamental particles are and what forces move them. There are 4 standard forces. We see some bonkers stuff in nature, and it seems like these extreme conditions are a perfect way to create strange matter in this fantasy setting. The hollows are breaking down all matter into the smallest form, and crystals are forming as space, time, and information distort. Why not have the very fabric of reality crystallize in a hollow? But that's not really the creator's goal. Why do they want to change the universe this civilization is in so drastically? After learning more about who the creator is, we know they want to test the people of New Eridu, and this final flood is a trial of life. Similar to Saw's boss fight being labeled the tribulation of life. Saw's goal was always to stop finality from reversing time, which is mirrored in the Exaltus goals. They would like the people of New Eridu to be converted into sacrifices so that they can join the hive mind and transcend time. Part of
so they can join the hive mind. Interesting.
This plan means that
what if no, that's not Saw's goal?
The ethereals must also be able to leave the hollow. They are too big for the third dimension. They distort space-time to make room for their bodies and the correct environment so they can survive. This is why the hollows are physically removing matter from this universe. We don't know if it's being used to power some other project by an outside character, or if that information is just lost to the sea. To understanding is in Hollow Zero when we fight Geppetto and see the lower tier ethereals are sent to create this environment. They are just puppets for the Hive Lord. This confirms the hive mind aspect, but we see it throughout the game. In the Starlight Knights video on the loading screen, we see Black Hole and Black Hole's minions. Miyabi talks about being watched from a higher dimension and has a fascination with bees. Geppetto is shown as a second-tier ethereal, producing these tethers to its minions, but unlike Miyabi's beehive and Black Hole, Geppetto is being controlled by a higher ethereal who cannot descend into this space because Geppetto was defeated before it could convert the hollow from holding things to being hollow. In ZZZ, all the godlike beings are in the creator hive mind. Their power is implied to come from the different manifestations of the ether. We also see them follow this color scheme of magenta, cyan, and yellow. Tobo in the outer ring is shown with magenta flowers on the cactus.
So what do we think so far, guys? Not plausible? Is that what we're saying so far? So far, I think, excuse my language, BS. Bell and Weiss didn't create fissures. They calculate data from Hollow and to locate fissures and even calculate where they lead. So, according to Jack, they don't create fissures themselves. They locate fissures, which is what I got from the game too. And then they're able to use the fissures that they locate.
The sea god, or the fish god statue, the scion of the sea god, the god of the ocean, and the god of swordsmanship are all associated with the color cyan. The god of the sun and fire, Helios.
We're gonna go ahead and just fast forward to the end, because I think we all have one mind on this.
From Honkai Star Rail. Confronts her own inner turmoil and comes to peace.
Let's see what her conclusion is.
She pulls out a toy gun and uses it on Orphea and Magus. They got there too late. Isolde was already doomed, and she sacrifices herself to reveal the truth behind the casualties during the fall of the old capital. It's interesting that we also see this white flower motif on Poka Kakamon from Honkai Star Rail. Her connections to finality are suspicious. She has this mask which looks like corruption, and her rubber ducky model has the same pattern as the hollows. The flowers we see on the leader of the Falconane mercenary troop are red, and after seeing what happens to Isolde, this implies that she has gone through several simulations or iterations of the final domain, and she successfully reached it. She probably was one of the characters who broke the timeline in ZZZ. I talked about Sunbringer still being alive months before.
So they're trying to hook this to Poka Kakamon, what's happening to this girl right here.
And I mentioned it seems like all the characters exist in this timeless state. This feels like soft confirmation now that we have more established rules for the symbolism and world building. This theme of duality is posted all over Zenless. It's difficult to avoid, but I noticed this peculiar string of numbers in the game, and I've been trying to figure out why it was there and what it meant. I also couldn't figure out if it was 4728 or 4278. I was stumped, but I was being silly. It's a reference to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Where
Oh,
the meaning of
interesting.
life is 42.
Yeah.
With the 78, I had to Google it, I have to admit. It means death and is associated with death in a few cultures.
Okay.
Now, I could be wrong, but I think this is supposed to be part of a sphere of life and death that we see in another string of numbers throughout the game. I'm still working on all of the deep lore for that, but for now we know.
Okay, so we don't necessarily agree with this person. I'm kind of weirded out that no one's yeah, again, I came in, was lost almost immediately, never played the previous. Yeah, I still enjoyed it. It seems like not a lot of people are disagreeing with her. Which I know what the Honkai third community is like. They will disagree with you on the slightest. I want to bring up the fact that Saw was born in the Sea Quanta and she gained her powers. I remember Saw now. Saw, Evita was like her student. I remember we talked about Saw before. Evita took her out. Yeah. So, unless there was more words created, Vita made one herself. I really don't see how Saw could have created Zenless Bubble Universe, as she spent the vast majority of her time in hibernation. So, in Chinese term, finality. Okay. So, I don't think we agree with this video, but something to think about. We are almost at 3 hours. I'm probably going to cut off the stream just because I'm sick. And we should be back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll feel better. I'm going to sleep all day again. And I hope we can get some like major HI3 game done tomorrow. And then she distinguishes, avoids the answer of the comment that you read. I found that comment too. Okay, interesting. So there might be just some stuff that doesn't work with her theory. Let me see. I do need to put her stuff in my YouTube thing though, because we did react to it. So I think we don't agree with her. I think there's some stuff that she's making stretches on. I think all three of us are in occurrence on this. Glad she made the video, but I would have liked more solid proof that the games are related. I think we all wanted that and we didn't get it, so alright, let's do original video. Original video. Oh man, this computer is being cray. Alright, there we go, we got that. Give me a second, I will get to all you guys in a second. Can we watch the Genshin video next? Found this vid is pretty good. Did you guys want to do the Genshin video before we go to bed, or did you guys want to save that for tomorrow night? I'll let you guys decide. How long is the Genshin one? I guess I should ask that because my condition will.
So I've had this.
theory since the early.
Is this the same person? No, it can't be because I subscribed to the other one. So, how long is this video? Okay. This video is like 40 minutes. We will watch this tomorrow. I'll go ahead and save it right now, but I think we could watch a Genshin one for sure because I'm gonna play all the games. So yeah. I read another comment. She's arguing an HI3 player in her comments that is being rude about it. I don't like her at all. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I honestly had a lot of excitement to see some lore intertwined between these, and I feel like we didn't get what we wanted, so it's unfortunate. Good video, but didn't really go with what she was saying. That's what Jack said. Okay, well, we're gonna call that for now. Thank you everyone for watching, and everyone who will watch. Greatly appreciate it. And then we will continue tomorrow night, and we will watch the Genshin video for sure. So, alright, thank you everybody.